Yeah. Hey, Chris. Trey Alexander with Fandango.com.
Hey, Trey.
We sell the movie tickets. Your cameo was hilarious. I enjoyed it so much.
Oh, thanks.
Was that already in the script, and then they just said, we want to...
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, actually the character, quote unquote, was in the script, the man in the car. But they asked, they sent me the script and asked me to read it and say, well, what would be interesting to you? And I thought this would be a really terrific kind of way of bringing Jerry back, but not bringing Jerry back.
Apropos.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
What happens to your character is very apropos.
Yes, exactly. Just desserts, pardon the expression.
I love the original. I'm a big fan of movies back then in the 80s.
Yes.
I loved all the horror films. Did you think that this was one that should be redone, that maybe the old one didn't hold up as well?
Well, when I heard that they were going to do it, I thought, well, this is, it's interesting. I hope they have a really interesting and original and contemporary take. Because to me, that's really important, that you don't try to remake it necessarily, but as they have described it, and I think it's absolutely correct, they've reimagined it. Mm-hmm. And when they sent me the script, I read it and I thought, they got it. They figured out how to make it a contemporary movie. The original version, I think, still works in a lot of ways. I think it's a wonderfully structured, it's a beautifully made movie. But this is just a new way of looking at it, and I think they scored.
What do you think about the use of 3D in the film?
I thought it worked. Yeah. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of 3D, but in many ways this was a really terrific utilization of it, because it didn't necessarily, they weren't throwing things at you all the time, but it gave it a real sort of dimensional feeling, which is, that's what 3D is supposed to do.
Right.
Yeah, gave it a depth.
It was the first time I think I've ever had to duck when blood's coming at me, and I appreciate that. I think that leads into the fun of Fright Night from its origin.
Yeah, exactly. That it's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be scary fun.
And I'm glad that they stuck to it.
And terrifying in some ways, but at the same time funny and a thrill ride.
And there seemed to be a little bit of I don't know what eroticism in this one, with the way that the vampire kind of would go after the ladies.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's a bit of a carryover from the earlier, but they carry it a step further. The whole thing that Colin does with the smells, and it's wonderful stuff. It's great.
Yeah, well, I thought you guys knocked it out of the ballpark. I really, really enjoyed it.
Thank you.
Yeah, can't wait for people to see it.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. Thanks.
Thanks for the time.
Okay, sure thing.